All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Akim out there laboring of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And E's pride is at an all-time high. And from this video right here is pretty much a classic example of uh, the the pride that pretty much is just it can pass him like a chain. Is what the scriptures speak about. And who I have here is pretty much Scott Ritter, and he's a former UN weapons inspector, and he pretty much has been making his expertise known on social media platforms, YouTube and Rumble, and he's given his analysis of pretty much the capabilities of different countries. Okay, because just remember that he's pretty much was employed by the UN, so they pretty much know this individual. He pretty much knows what capabilities these other countries possess. So I'm gonna pick it up here, and I want to play a few minutes of it. I'll stop it here and there, bring out some precepts, but let's listen to the pride, okay, of E, because right now this place is not in a good light, in front of the world. You see, and pretty much people are getting hip to the way that this place pretty much operates in the earth, and the nations are pretty much fighting for their sovereignty. They're fighting for the oppressor to cease, so to speak. So now right here, he's pretty much having a conversation with another individual, and without any further ado, let's play this.
These people talk about the collapse of the American empire, this, that, and the other. Be careful. We may be going down. We can take everybody with us. And did you just hear Lindsey Graham?
Yeah, I heard him.
People. Okay, we can laugh about it.
Well, I'm not laughing about that.
That's the mentality that exists in America. You push us hard enough, we will nuke you.
And he's talking about Lindsey Graham, which pretty much is part of the Congress, and his sentiment is to pretty much want to go to nuclear warfare with these nations, and pretty much he's bought and paid for by the military industrial complex. This is why you have a lot of the members of Congress, and including the Senate, that are pretty much pushing for a war. War is a pretty much a money making business, and lobbyists are pretty much going side deals with these congressmen to pretty much push it through. This is why you see the U.S. Pretty much the beast itself, EU, along with NATO, pretty much poking the bear, which is Russia. You see, right now, we're seeing where the proxy war is going on within Ukraine, but it's pretty much going to have to be to where UN troops are going to have to, NATO troops rather, it's going to be on the ground sooner or later. You see? All right. And we're seeing now where the pride, okay, is where he said that, we'll take everybody with us, so to speak. This whole gun-ho spirit, man. He has a serious problem with his pomp, man, because this is the time now where the nations are waking up to this damn devil, man. You see? So let's continue.
Have a doctrine that says preemptive use of nuclear weapons anytime we want to. So push us into a corner at your own risk. We will lash back. We will destroy everything. This is why I am working so hard to try and repair relations and to try and get people to seek alternative means in pushing America into the corner. Because we may be not what we used to be, but, in July, Mike Tyson's going to get in the ring with some wannabe boxer. And Tyson's going to destroy him. America's Mike Tyson. We're a little bit old, a little bit, we don't have what we used to have. We'll kick your ass. Straight up.
and and this is the pride that this man has, man. You know, a place where you know the morale's at an all-time low, a place where you know people are pretty much are not busting down the door to pretty much be recruited to the armed forces. You know, a place where you know you can be whatever it was you want to be, and just any kind of body to just take them and just put you know give them a helmet and a gun and some boots and tell them to get out there on a battlefield. You see, all right, all right. You know this these G Zenders are pretty much a done. You know they don't fit the bill to fight. Okay, they're not built in that type of fashion. You know, you see, and he knows that this place is on a demise right here. This Scott Ritter, but he still feels like that the U.S. You know, although it is still a superpower, but he still feels like they can push these countries around like they have done in the past, man. You know, but we know that the scriptures speak of otherwise, man. You know, all right. So let me get the scripture real quick. We'll come back. All right. Let's go to Joel. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. This is Joel 3. Okay. All right. Let's go to verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You know, and the Lord is creating this circumstance, okay, to when this is pretty much going to be an all-out World War III. All right, we see it coming. All right, we're seeing this war is pretty much going to be fought on different fronts around the world. Okay, you see, we have the front now with the Ukraine and Russia. That's going to continue to go on. Okay, you're going to have the area, all right, which the Lord is going to draw in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, down in what you want to call the Middle East. Okay, and pretty much in the far east. Okay, you know, don't forget about China. All right, and the dispute that the U.S. is having concerning Taiwan. All right, so this man is pretty much spreading himself thin, but all of these nations are pretty much going to choose their side. And right now you're seeing a posturing in military might. You're seeing a posturing in economically, you know, with now with the BRICS being formed, and we're knowing that we're going to change, the world is about to change and pretty much go digital. And we're seeing now the collapse of these banks. We're seeing the countries pretty much are hoarding gold at an all-time high. You see, gold right now is pretty much damn near $2,400 a gram. All right, when you go fast forward just a few months ago, it was at maybe about $1,900 a gram. So pretty much now, you know, people are pretty much bolstering themselves up, okay? And the smell of warfare is in the air, man. Okay, everybody knows, the nations know this is inevitable, man. If they're gonna fight for their own sovereignty, they have to pretty much bolster themselves up. You see, and the other individual that was pretty much speaking to him, we're gonna get back to it. You know, he's saying that nuclear weapons is pretty much a deterrent, okay, from them fighting. But this is all of the Lord, okay? Those are the weapons of the Lord's indignation, okay? This is what they don't understand. You see, all right, and they will be used, okay, according to the scriptures, right? It says, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what the nations are saying now. You know, the nations know that this is pretty much, their livelihood is pretty much in sovereignty is on the line. So they know they have to bolster themselves up. You know? Okay, pretty much you got Russia pretty much having a hand in a lot of these nations being built up. It pretty much get them on a superpower type of level. Okay? Because now you have just more than just Russia, China, and the U.S. with nuclear weapons. You see? All right? All these other nations are in the process of already have developed them. You see? Okay? And pretty much now, you know, the countries are pretty much are investing much of their resources into warfare. You see? All right? So the weak is now saying that they are strong. they're not gonna pretty much bow down to the hammer of the earth anymore, so to speak. You see, right? It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." So this is pretty much, you know, a a snare, okay, for all these nations to pretty much go into that area of the world and pretty much do the bidding of the Lord, okay? It's which is where he's going to sit and judge them, all right? But that fight is going to pretty much take place in that area, okay? You see, it says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great." And pretty much, man, you know, hey, the Lord is going to set up rulers that's going to be profitable to this earth. You see? And we're pretty much coming into that time, you know? But we having these people that are pretty much gun-ho and thinking, he's saying that, you know, the U.S. is pretty much the Mike Tyson of this whole geopolitical arena, so to speak. Okay? You know, he's going to get into him talking about how the U.S. pretty much still runs the table. Okay? You see, now you're seeing now where these countries are not just, they pretty much are rounding themselves out to pretty much protect their sovereignty, even getting themselves out of the petrodollar. The petrodollar is not holding its weight in the earth anymore. You see, the time of the economic hitman, those days are pretty much are long gone now. Okay, you got countries now that are pretty much kicking out the so-called colonizers. Okay, which is really that beast, and it's not just the U.S. It's pretty much, you know, Belgium, France, Britain, you know, that have colonized countries with around the world. Particularly right now, you're seeing rebellion in Africa now. Okay, with these countries are pretty much kicking out the people that are pretty much raping them of their resources, man. Okay, you see. But let's continue to see what he says.
Kick your ass because we're fighters. Everybody's out there, well, America couldn't do this because we didn't want to. We didn't put everything into it. Do you honestly think that we couldn't have flattened Afghanistan? Do you really think that we left Afghanistan because we got our asses handed to us? We left Afghanistan because of a political decision. We could have put 400,000 troops in Afghanistan and leveled the whole place, killed millions of people. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to do that to any nation in the world except Russia and China because they can nuke us, but we'll flatten both of them while they flatten us. I mean, do we really want to head down that direction into discussion?
These guys, there's no understanding in them, man. These guys are a bunch of maniacs, man. You see? Okay? So this man, you know, then it's the settlement of Edom, man. You know, listen, man, they're not giving up their kingdom just like that, man. You know? Okay? They're gonna fight to the bitter end. You know, but the end doesn't come out so well according to the scriptures, man. You know? All right, real quick, let's pull a scripture. Let's go to from there, let's go to Obadiah. I'm gonna start at verse 4, and I'm gonna just verse 2. Okay? And I'm going to jump around a little bit and grab the points. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." And we're seeing that now, man. We're seeing this man's actions on the world stage. The world sees this man's misgivings, man, and his ill doings, man. You see? All right? These other nations would rather have peace. But a lot of these nations have to get the boot off their neck to get peace, man. This is why they're gearing themselves up, man. You see? But this man is making himself to be the big bad wolf, the Mike Tyson of the geopolitical arena. But pretty much he's small amongst the heathen, man. Okay? All right, this man would pretty much is small in number. Okay? All right, and pretty much the bottom of the barrel, man, so to speak. You see? All right? It says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, speaking about Edom, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Now, who else is talking this big talk? Okay? All right? And now we're talking about a guy, this is not the regular Joe Schmo six-pack, you know, pretty much, you know, driving a pickup truck. All right? And somewhere in the middle of America. This man is a former UN weapons inspector. Okay? So now his job is to make sure that everybody in the earth, all right, that has weaponry is compliant to UN pretty much council regulations. Okay? Now, you know, it's been some time since he's been an inspector, and, you know, he was an inspector around the time when they were trying to, you know, stop Iran from producing nuclear weapons. But guess what? Iran does have nuclear weapons now. You see? So times has pretty much changed now, you know. The old guard of the way of thinking is pretty much out the window, you know. Pretty much countries have been ramping themselves up, man, to prepare for this war, man. You see? The Lord has put it in his spirit to do so. You see? Right? Let's get back. It says, but though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. And pretty much, you know, this is the eagle. This man is the eagle eye, has the eagle eye over everything. You know, a spy intel, okay? He knows what a lot of these other nations are doing. You see? All right, what's why? Because the U.S. pretty much owns the sky, okay? What you want to talk about, this heavens right here. They pretty much are ruling over it. You see? You know, when you pretty much are into aviation, and to fly a plane, to be a pilot anywhere in the world, one of the languages is that you must be able to speak English. It doesn't matter what country you're coming from, you have to be able to speak English. So a lot of these pilots from these other nations are pretty much bilingual by their trade, so to speak, or their profession, so to speak. You see? You know? It says, right? And pretty much you setting your nest amongst the stars, man. You know? And pretty much this is how it's been pretty much the steady decline of this place, man. Okay? When you want to talk about you know, setting out the International Space Station, okay, and trying to establish that, you know, and pretty much you know, deceive the world to think that you went to the moon. Okay? When it is humanly impossible. Okay? Mortal man is not able to do such a thing. Okay? Let's just deal with physics. Physics is really just what puts that to rest. You see? You know? But the Lord is pretty much steadily bringing this place down. You see? Okay? So it says, well, let's get back real quick, and I'm going to get back to these scriptures.
This is why I always tell people to really be careful, because I agree, America's got economic issues. We're still strong enough to strangle the Chinese economy, and the Chinese know that. That's why China is taking it very easy, because they know that if America goes to economic warfare with China, both sides are going to pay a horrific price. And for China, that's put so much into building these global supply chains and building these economic relations, that would be disastrous. It doesn't mean we destroy China, but it means that everything China's worked for is gone.
And this is what he thinks, though, because at the end of the day, you know, these other countries will beware this place, okay, when this place does fall, according to the book of Revelation. You see? But this is why you're having these other nations forming their own type of currency, man. Okay? They're going to be doing business with each other. Okay? They're preparing themselves to X out Babylon out of the equation and dealing with any type of trade. You know, these countries know that there's going to be a price to pay. You see? But who's willing to take the risk? You know, that's what it is. You see?
China doesn't operate that way. I don't think China, you know, I've been to Vegas and I've seen the Chinese gamblers in the high stakes room where they put a lot of chips on the table. But I don't think the Chinese government is composed of high-stake gamblers. I think they're very pragmatic people who are looking for pragmatic solutions that maintain a consistent positive outcome. China's not about to go, screw it. Let's do this, baby. They're not America. See, America's fully capable of doing what I do. Get angry. Oh, let's do it. Kill you. The Chinese are like, we don't want.
But who's left to be in that spirit, man, for this place, man? Okay? You know, the men that he's talking about were the old guys, man. Those are the old guys that are pretty much retired and they're right now, you know, they're gonna be the enemies to this place, man. They're enemies of the state. Okay? These veterans, so-called veterans, man. Okay? Because the veterans now, they see what's going on now. Okay? They're not gonna have their sons and their daughters partake in any type of recruitment of going to war, man. You see? Because they see now there's not no benefit to them, man. You know? Look at the state of the economy, man. Okay? Look at the morale of this place, man. You know? Who's pretty much is going to go grab a gun and fight for what, so to speak, man? You see? Pretty much a losing battle, man. You see? Okay? Nobody did see the old way of thinking, and, you know, pretty much, you know, you go to high school and people that didn't go to college, and then you had, you know, pretty much the poor Edomites, the poor whites, and the people that lived in the urban areas. You know, their thing was to, you know, this was back like we go back to the 50s and 60s. You know, go to high school, get out of graduate high school, and join, enlist in the army. Okay, that's not the path to Americana anymore. You see, okay, especially with these Gen Zers, man. Okay, so where the mighty man? Where's the mighty man? The Lord said, man, he's going to take the mighty men are going to be afraid. You see, okay, and we're seeing what type of spirit now is within the army, man. You know, all you gotta do is go on these on TikTok. All right, you're gonna see the type of spirit that's in the military these days, man. We don't need to get into that though, but the spirit is not a spirit of men, so to speak. You see, all right. So you know, his old way of thinking, man, is he's deceived, man. Okay, you know. Let's start at this is Obadiah 1:7. All of the men of the confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And one of the places we're talking about is China, man. All right, we ain't even going to touch on the fact of pretty much the European nations, you know, the EU nations turning on this place, man, according to prophecy. Okay, but you have with China. All right, they once at peace with you. You know, it's still this. You know, still a lot of trade that's going on. Okay, because why? You know, they do have, both of them would have a lot to lose if the trade agreement wasn't in effect, so to speak. You see, okay, but what, they are being deceived and they're going to be prevailed against, man. Okay, you see, it says they that eat thy bread, the people that are eating off this place. Okay, because this is the place of decadence. You know, this is the place of you know, the finest of your heart's desire, so to speak. Okay, this is the devil's playground. You see, okay, all right. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. You see, but there's no understanding in this, man, because you know he's saying that China is pretty much a pragmatic. You know, they think of things are rational, when meanwhile, you know, Edom is pretty much gun ho with everything, man. Okay, the Lord has took away the wise men out of this place, man. It says it here, okay? So let me read this real quick. This is Obadiah 1:8. Shall not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, in the understanding out of the mount of Esau? Yeah, because this man is pretty much alienating himself from the world, man. You know, okay? You know, he's pretty much not the big bad wolf no more, man. This guy's no more the hunk of the earth, you know. All right, David Hasselhoff with the members only jacket, man. You know, okay, he's not that guy with the mullet. You see, all right, them days, the glory days is over with, man. You see, everybody's pretty much wising up to this place, man, and really looking at it and do a fine magnifying glass, man. You see, all right. So let's get some more of this video.
I do that. We'd like to remain a little bit calm. We can smile. We really prefer that. The second the Chinese try to do the American thing, bluff and do this, screw it, man. We're in a boxing match, and we're Mike Tyson, and we got the knockout punch. You may get lucky and hit us, but we're taking you down too. This is why I always remind people, stop pretending that America ain't a superpower. We are a superpower. We got more diplomatic influence in the world than anybody. Russia's on the ascendancy. We know. We see Russia go to Africa, and Russia does this, that, and the other thing. But Russia gets away with it not because of Russian power, but because of Russian prestige. Russia actually has diplomats that know how to talk to people and behave well and all that stuff. America can go, we can twist arms. Look at all the votes we get at the UN. Yeah, I know how that works. I was at the UN. I know the phone calls that are made. I know the pressure that's put on people. See, we can still get the votes, and we can still kick the hell out of anybody on this planet. Now, you may take us down too, Russia, China. I get it. But there's no one else out there that could take us down. If we opted to take out, again, for the Iranians, I'm glad you stood up. I'm glad you stood for something. But Iran does understand that if America hit the on switch, Iran's gone. It doesn't stand a chance against us. No one stands a chance against us if we truly decide to bring the total might of America forward. But that's an all-in. That's Texas.
And you know what though? Hey, the Lord's pretty much is gonna have an all-in, man. Okay, this man's pretty much is gonna get his wish, and anybody that pretty much is doing the bidding of Satan, that's within that Congress, man. You know, you see. Let's finish up. It says, "And the mighty men of O Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter." So that's going to be pretty much the outcome. Okay, the whole gun-ho spirit that pretty much the U.S. is pretty much is going to display. You know, the mighty men of Teman, right? They're going to be cut off by slaughter, right? And this is the reason why. At the end of the day, it comes right back around full circle. "For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." Okay, so that's pretty much a promise, baby. You know, it's coming. You know, all right. Let's finish up with a lot some more of this tough talk.
That's Texas Hold'em. That's, you know, I think I'm looking at a royal flush here, all in. You know, America gambles that way irresponsibly. I'm not defending what America's doing. I'm just saying that you're playing with a gambler, and we're willing to go all in. What nations are willing to go all in against us? Not many, because they're not suicidal. All in means you win or you lose. But how many times can you go all in? Eventually, the odds are going to be against you. Eventually, what you think you have is someone's going to have a better hand. America's irresponsible, grossly irresponsible. How do you deal with a grossly irresponsible, adult that can cause a lot of damage? Very carefully, very carefully. And China's done that.
Now this is the point I want to get to, because listen to this part now. Now you're gonna have this guy here. You know, he's pretty much a Chinese American. He's a Moab, but he's pretty much a U.S. citizen. But he's gonna make a statement concerning what he compares the U.S. to, and this guy here, man, he's gonna lose his top. Okay, and this is the part I want to get to. Okay.
I don't think U.S. is a. I don't think anybody characterize U.S. as an adult in the room. U.S. is more like the baby in possession of semi-automatic weapons, and everyone is trying to handle him with very careful, like kid gloves.
But Carl, we're not. But Carl, we're not a baby. Okay, we conquered the fucking world. Remember that? We did it in World War II. I know Russia's saying we beat the Germans. We beat the Japanese and the Germans at the same time. It was the American arsenal of democracy that did that. Now, we can sit there and pick it apart. I'm not saying that this is the epitome of good, but we are the fucking adults. We wrote the rules-based international order. No child wrote that shit. We governed the world for 7 to 8 decades. We dominated it. We are an old arthritic adult, but we're not children. We've played this game. We've won this game, and we believe we can win this game again.
And pretty much, the time is running out, okay, and pretty much, man, that the candle's about to be put out, all right. Let's go to Revelation 13, okay. because he's talking that hot cash shit, man. Hey, you know, okay, yeah, you gonna be put out your misery soon, man. Talking like that, you know, okay, all right. But it's all up to the Lord at the end of the day. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 11, okay. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And this is pretty much now we're talking about here right now, this last leg of the Roman Empire called America. You see? All right? And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And right now we're in the second leg of Rome. Okay? This is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the second leg of Rome. You know? Yeah, Slovakia, yeah. But he has all the characteristics of the first beast, you know, coming back with their old same spirit, man. The way that they have done things, man. Even down to their electoral system, you know, as far as with the Senate and you know, and how they have everything set up. You know, this is basically the second leg of Rome. You know, the deadly wound was healed, man. You know, all right. This place has went down pretty much around the 300s, and pretty much, you know, Jake pretty much came into power, all right, and the Byzantine Empire, all right, morphed into pretty much, you know, now with the takedown of the Byzantine Empire, okay, and the what you want to call the resurrection of Edom, so to speak, you know, the Renaissance, you know, this is now we have come from you know, from 1453, you know, now to this pretty much this present time. Okay, you see, and it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And this is what he was talking about. He was referring to, Scott Ritter was referring to World War II, when they pretty much dropped the bombs on Japan. You see, so this is when this place became a superpower, and pretty much everybody pretty much bowed their head down to this place. Okay, you know, that was their great wonder. You see. You know, creating that atomic bomb, man, and being the first on the earth to utilize it, so to speak. You see? All right? It says, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, and which had the wound by a sword and did live, you know, and pretty much now this man is pretty much, you know, coming to the twilight of his rulership, so to speak. You see, all right, and this man's pomp is going to be brought down, man. You know, plain and simple. You see, let's get a little bit more, and then I'm gonna finish up with a few more precepts.
And so people need to stop treating America as if it's some sort of child or this. We're grown-ass adults, and the world that's in there right now, people are trying to change. They're trying to change the world we built. Now, I'm glad they're trying to change it, because I think the world we built isn't a good world. But we built it. We own it. We think we run it. And that's the way people have to start treating, because this is the way, Carl, I'm pushing back, because we have a nation full of Lindsey Grahams who are in power. And this insane man is talking about nuclear weapons.
All right, I'm going to end it right there, because at the end of the day, you know, like I said, they're going to do the will of the Lord. But you have the unseen hand, so to speak. Okay? All right, they're putting these minions up to doing it, man. Okay? These congressmen and senators, they pretty much are getting paid millions. They're getting paid millions, pretty much to, you know, go through with, you know, their agenda, man. You see? Okay? All right? And it's going to be total destruction at the end of the day. All right? Finish up with a precept. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Verse 9. Help from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. You know, and pretty much, man, everybody's pretty much, waiting for a new rulership under new management, man. You see? Okay? These nations are pretty much knowing that something has to give at the end of the day. All right? Okay? Everybody's pretty much waiting for the coming of the Lord, man. All right? Okay? The righteous, you see? All right? It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The noise of thy vows and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. You know, and pretty, this guy, all that big talk, man. Hey, that talk is gonna be you're gonna go down to the grave with that, man. Okay, you see, all right. The Lord's about to shut this man's TV off, man. Okay, that's basically what's gonna happen in the earth, man. Okay, this man is pretty much a suicidal maniac, man. Almost like a kamikaze type spirit, man. Okay, these thermonuclear weapons are nothing to be playing with, man. We all understand this is the weapons of the Lord's indignation, and the Lord is putting it in the kings and the minds of the kings, man. Okay, really to do His will. You see, all right. So there's not gonna be no winner to this whole thing, man, or with these other nations, man. You see, right? It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Okay, and that's the light bearer, man. The one that had the light of the earth, man. Pretty much the blueprint and the records of the Lord's hidden ones. Okay, to keep them hidden so that He can continue to rule. You see, but He pretty much, man, He's cut down, man, and He did weaken the nations, man. Okay, through these policies that He had ran throughout the earth. Oppressing a man and his heritage, man. You see? And the nations now are pretty much getting tired of it, man. Okay? So everybody's pretty much fighting for their freedom, so to speak, man. You see? It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And pretty much, man, He has the Lord's people within His hands, man, to this day. Okay? All right? Court with stolen property, man. Okay? Just to put it bluntly. You see? I will ascend, 14. This is 14, Isaiah 14 and 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this man thinks that he has all of this technology that he's really has been given unto him through the Lord. Okay? The mighty men of Teman, they're pretty much the smart ones that pretty much are building these state-of-the-art, apparatuses, so to speak, to pretty much try to rule the earth, man. Okay? This man's blessing is the sword. Okay? So he pretty much thinks he owns the heavens, so to speak. You see? All right? It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, and that time is coming. And they that see thee shall never look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? And this man has done that, man, at the time. Okay? All right, and this man has been doing that throughout his whole reign, the second leg of Rome. He's been doing that, man. Okay? All right, EU, NATO, okay? All the cahoots, man. America pretty much is the one that's riding upon his pieces. That's pretty much the so-called ringleader, so to speak. Okay? You see? All right? It says, you shook kingdoms, right? It says that made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, man. Okay? And this man's pretty much has made the world a wilderness, man. Okay? There were all types of policies that this man has. This man is just like a bad tenant, so to speak. Okay? And pretty much now he's about to be evicted, man. Okay? Through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. All right, so with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom.